How's everyone doing today? This is Zach Allen, and I thought this would be a great topic of discussion. You know, we've seen the changes in Tiger Woods' golf swing over the past couple years with Sean Foley, but I think the thing that's most interesting, too, to talk about is how he's gone from a picker of the ball to more of a digger. And for those of you that don't know what I mean, a picker is somebody that picks the ball cleanly off the grass or off the turf. A digger is somebody that has more angle of attack, more angle of descent, compressing the ball against the turf. And I think it's interesting just for the fact here, I've got this old footage here from 5 or 6 years ago, and I think this is one of the best swings he ever made, picking that ball so cleanly off the turf. He's a guy that was just marveled at for his ability to do that. There was even an interview here with Darren Clarke after he won the British Open, and Clarke was just talking about how, they asked him what one of the most impressive things he'd ever seen in golf was, and he said it was watching Tiger Woods practice. He goes, he'd hit balls for nearly an hour, go through all his clubs, lob wedge to 3-iron, all his irons, and leave almost no trace of any damage to the turf because he was picking the ball so cleanly. And if people ever asked Tiger Woods why he did that, he said, he would get steeper on the golf course, so he was always practicing to stay tall through the hit, shallow his golf swing out, release the club a little earlier, and just pick the ball cleanly off the turf. Because he knew that out on the golf course and under pressure, he would naturally gravitate towards getting a little steeper and taking a bigger divot. But what we see nowadays, compared to what we saw back then, is definitely a different look here. You can see the amount of downward force that this swing is creating, the amount of divot that's flying out of the ground here, and just a whole different look to his impact. Much more of a punch look, much more compression with really putting that club against the turf. Here's some of his recent practice swings, and even notice as he makes this practice swing, boy, he is in a very different hitting position. He's more flexed forward and over, weight forward, holding his release off, and finishing low and to the left. Definitely going to create some different impact by dynamics. From the face-on view, you'll definitely see a little different look also. From what we saw in years past. You can see here his shoulder tilt to the ground is very steep, and that's definitely going to create that impact that's going to be driving the ball into the ground much more abruptly. Compared to what we see in years past, was Tiger staying taller, and even with his short irons, just really nipping the ball off the turf so crisp and so clean. But I'm not going to go out and say that really one is right or wrong. What I would go out and say is just with you as a golfer, you need to first know what your tendency is, whether you're a picker or a digger, okay? And then from there, maybe looking into the other side of that spectrum and practicing with that in mind, just so you're able to hit both shots. Obviously, Tiger Woods could do that if you asked him in a heartbeat. He could pick the ball clean or take a divot, whatever you wanted. He's chosen to go to more of a descending hit and compressing the ball against the turf. But like I said, in regards to you, what I would do is go out and be able to do both, whether it's you have too steep of a golf swing and you need to learn how to just pick the ball and stay very shallow, allowing the club head to release a little earlier, or vice versa. If you're not able to hold much angle and compress the ball, start to practice some punch shots and take some divots out there. But I hope that analysis helps, and I look forward to seeing what happens to Tiger Woods this year as he gets involved in some major championships and how this new impact relates to his winning majors and beating Jack Nicklaus's scoring record.